Hi, welcome, and thank you for joining us for Pharmacist Support's Trainee Pharmacist Bite-Size series. I'm Riven, Service Delivery Officer at Pharmacist Support. This is our information series designed to help you understand and navigate through your foundation training year. Each video contains key information in manageable chunks, which are based on the kind of inquiries we get here at Pharmacist Support. This video is on workplace expectations and building positive workplace relationships during the training year. As many of you will be aware, particularly those just starting training, the training that pharmacy graduates complete before registration is now called the Foundation Training Year, after changing its name from pre-registration training. Some other terms have changed too. For example, tutors are now called designated supervisors. When in our videos we refer to a supervisor, we mean a trainee's designated supervisor, which existing trainees will know as their tutor. Also, if we mention learning outcomes, this is what has replaced the performance standards. Now, most trainees have a really positive experience. However, some unfortunately will experience problems. If you do face challenges in your training, what's the secret to overcoming them? Take action or seek help as soon as you can. You can remember it as TASH. Now, this may sound obvious, but it's so important. If you are having any difficulties, the longer you leave things, the more problems they can cause you. With foundation training, there are many things to consider, including things such as your sign-offs, banking your training, the limited training grant, and when you can sit the assessment. We will be going into these in more detail in our overcoming challenges and making changes to your placement video. But we will remind you on each video the importance of taking action and seeking help if you need to. We'd rather you be bored of us saying this than you feel you ever have to just put up with difficulties in your training. So whether it's speaking with your designated supervisor, HR department, foundation training lead, or contacting your union or pharmacist support, don't ignore issues and think that they'll go away. The earlier you tackle them, the more likely they'll be fixed and won't cause you those bigger problems. We will give you more details of where you can seek help at the end of this video. So with foundation training, are you working or are you training? Well, the simple answer is both. Now, as a trainee, you should be surplus to staffing requirements. Trainees are not to be used to fill gaps in staffing levels. You should be working to a clear training plan that helps you comply with your learning agreement and supports you in achieving your learning outcomes. You should be having regular reviews with your designated supervisor to discuss your progress and to receive feedback on what's gone well and where you can develop. And you must complete reports with your supervisor on weeks 13, 26, and 39 and complete your final declaration review from week 49. Do always refer to the GP trainee pharmacist manual so you're clear about what your training must contain. However, it's also important to remember you are a paid employee and will be expected to work as a valued member of the pharmacy team. It's important for trainees to understand that not every task in the pharmacy will be directly related to their training to becoming a pharmacist. Working in a pharmacy involves a range of tasks, some of which are more mundane than others, and trainees should expect to perform tasks such as emptying bins, date checking items from uncollected prescriptions, and making tea. Showing willing with these tasks can go a long way to becoming an accepted part of the team. However, this should not be all that trainees do on any given day. Some trainees are surprised at the amount of time spent dispensing and checking medicine, particularly in community pharmacy. The current realities of the role mean this will form a significant part of your job. However, if you feel you are only there as an extra member of staff and are not receiving the training you need, then it can be important to take action or seek help. In the first instance, you might want to raise this with your designated supervisor or a superintendent or a trainee or foundation training coordinator. You can have a look at a copy of your original learning contract that you and the designated supervisor will have signed at the outset as part of the GPHC process and identify any areas that are not being fulfilled. Again, we will let you know about other ways to seek help at the end of the video and in our Overcoming Challenges and Addressing Problems video. At Pharmacist Support, we have a big focus on supporting the well-being of pharmacist students and trainees. You may have already accessed support through our information, wellbeing tools and techniques, workshops, or by speaking with a listening friend. For those who don't know much about the wellbeing information and support we offer, do check our website and Wellbeing Hub for loads of useful resources. But sometimes trainees will encounter issues that can't be dealt with by wellbeing techniques alone. This bite-sized video aims to give you some practical information to help during foundation training. The video will hopefully help you to learn the work that is expected of a trainee, discover the elements that make up positive workplace relationships, learn how to recognize inappropriate workplace relationships, and find out how to take action or seek help. By the end of the video, we hope you feel better equipped to make informed choices that will have a positive impact on your situation and well-being. You can also refer to our How to Build Positive Workplace Relationships fact sheet, which is on our website, for a recap of lots of the information covered in this video and more. So, why can't we all just get along? Now, many people make lifelong friends through work. Others like to keep work life very separate from their personal and social life. There is no right or wrong way, but hopefully we can all agree it's important to maintain positive workplace relationships. You don't have to be best friends with the people you work with, but building positive workplace relationships is crucial to the success of any pharmacy team. So maintaining positive workplace relationships can have a significant impact on well-being and can actually help you achieve your learning outcomes, particularly learning outcome 14, which is based on working collaboratively and effectively with others in the team. There are many important characteristics that make up good, healthy working relationship, and these include mutual respect, open communication, empathy, trust, interpersonal skills, and building rapport with every member of the team. We will have a look at some of these in more detail. We'll be looking at these characteristics predominantly from the point of how you can use them to help build positive working relationships. However, the elements that make up positive working relationships can also help you to recognize if you're being treated in a negative way by colleagues or a designated supervisor. So let's have a look at mutual respect. According to the Employment Advice Organisation, the Advisory Conciliation and Arbitration Service, ACAS, dignity and respect top employees' workplace wish list. Few people thrive in a bullying, aggressive work atmosphere where they're rarely praised and regularly criticised. Respect for colleagues is an essential part of a good relationship. Whilst we always feel more comfortable in the presence of like-minded people, the realities of the workplace mean that we'll often come into contact with people from a far more diverse range of backgrounds than we would in our private life. The simplest, most effective way of showing respect is to encourage the input and suggestions of colleagues. All members of a pharmacy team are important and all of their views are equally valid. It's important to be prepared to examine viewpoints and listen to the views of others that may differ from your own. Life would be very dull if we were all the same. Therefore, learn to accept and celebrate differences and try to maintain a professional and courteous manner at all times. So here are some suggestions for demonstrating respect. These can be applied to how you treat colleagues, as well as how your colleagues or designated supervisor treats you. Treating others in a respectful and empathetic way. Treating all people equally, no matter their race, religion, gender, age, or sexual orientation. Never insulting people. Being aware of your body language, tone, and demeanor. Not constantly criticizing over the little things or belittling, demeaning, or patronizing. Remember that a series of seemingly trivial actions added up over time can constitute bullying. So next, open communication. The flow of information between people is a very important part of the workplace. Open communication allows people to express ideas freely without fear of criticism. Don't be afraid of constructive criticism. Listen and learn from it to become a better trainee pharmacist, work colleague, and future pharmacist. You will have learned an incredible amount at university, but you won't know everything, and that's okay. Developing good communication skills is particularly advantageous as it also helps pharmacists to deal more effectively with patients. It's important to bear in mind that communication is about more than just exchanging information. It's also about understanding the emotion and intentions behind the information. Good communication skills help people to connect with others effectively, build trust and respect, and feel heard and understood. So next, empathy. Now, empathy, at its simplest, it's an awareness of the feelings and emotions of others. Empathy shouldn't be confused with sympathy, which is the ability to feel for somebody. Rather, It's the state of mind that allows people to feel with another person. The ability to empathize is for some people intuitive. However, others may need to work on their ability to empathize. This is a vital skill that all pharmacists should try to develop, not just when dealing with members of their pharmacy team, but also with patients. Compassion, selflessness, and being non-judgmental are key factors to developing empathy. All good relationships are built on trust. Trust is built up by keeping up with work commitments, doing all work to the highest standard, and resisting the temptation to gossip. People who can demonstrate that they can get the job done will gain trust from both patients and colleagues. Next, interpersonal skills. So, effective interpersonal skills, again, are a key requirement in successfully completing your training. And again, it can help you to meet learning outcome 14, which is based around working collaboratively and effectively with other members of the team. Interpersonal skills in the workplace are generally related to an employee's ability to get along with others while getting the job done. Interpersonal skills include everything from communication and listening skills to attitude, behavior, and manners. Time developing these skills will serve pharmacists well throughout their working life. And these skills include verbal and non-verbal communication, listening skills, negotiation, problem solving and decision making, and assertiveness. Now, while we don't have time to cover all these skills in detail in this video, we do encourage you to look at our How to Build Positive Workplace Relationships fact sheet on our website. Alongside the GPHC Trainee Pharmacist Manual, you may find it helpful to look at our fact sheet to help you develop your knowledge of interpersonal skills and how they should be used by you and other members of the pharmacy team. Okay, so let's have a look at the trainee and designated supervisor relationship. So although maintaining positive workplace relationships with the pharmacy team is really important, the most important relationship you will have is with your designated supervisor. When working in a team of people, sometimes colleagues may try and influence your view of other colleagues, including your designated supervisor. While listening to and communicating with your team is important, building your own positive relationship with your supervisor based on your interactions rather than the views of others can be vital to a successful trainee pharmacist year. A positive designated supervisor and trainee relationship is one that's based on honesty, open communication, trust, respect, and where all elements of the learning contract are being met. For the majority of trainees, this is the case, but we do hear from trainees who encounter difficulties. The foundation training year is designed to help you to learn the many different skills you'll need to become a qualified pharmacist. Sometimes designated supervisors will have to give constructive criticism. It's helpful to try and use this as a valuable opportunity from which to learn. Being open and learning from previous mistakes will make you a better pharmacist. However, occasionally, designated supervisors will behave in a manner that demonstrates disrespect for others or act in an unprofessional manner with regards to interpersonal contact. Whilst there is an element of subjectivity in both the witnessing and experiencing of such behaviours, some actions are clearly inappropriate conduct. And this includes unwanted physical contact, sexual harassment, including romantic relationships between designated supervisors and trainees, harassment based on gender, age, race, disability, religion, or sexual orientation, a lack of personal civility, for example, shouting, throwing objects, and personal attacks or insults, requests for trainees to perform inappropriate tasks that are clearly not related to their training or perhaps not even to do with working in a pharmacy, or evaluations or sign-offs based on factors unrelated to effort or level of achievement. In section 4.6 in the GPHC guidance on tutoring and supervising pharmacy professionals in training, it states that supervisors should encourage and support their trainee to help them achieve their full potential. You may wish to read the guidance so you're clear on what is expected of your designated supervisor. If your supervisor demonstrates any of the inappropriate behaviours we have mentioned or is falling well short of the expected standard, it can be important to address this as soon as possible with your supervisor if you are comfortable in doing this and able to, or by seeking help. Again, we will let you know how you can do this shortly. Now, bullying. No one should have to experience bullying at work. The employment advice organisation ACAS describes bullying as offensive, intimidating, malicious or insulting behaviour, an abuse or misuse of power through means intended to undermine, humiliate, denigrate, or injure the recipient. Bullying or harassment may be by an individual against an individual, perhaps by someone in a position of authority, such as a manager or supervisor, or it could be a colleague or involve groups of people. It may be obvious or it may be subtle. Whatever form it takes, it is unwarranted and unwelcome to the individual. Our bullying fact sheet on our website has information to help you recognize the signs of bullying and take action. As we've mentioned, most trainees do have a really positive training experience alongside building very positive workplace relationships. But some will unfortunately encounter difficulties with their colleagues, managers, or their designated supervisor. Ideally, your first step should be to speak to your designated supervisor to try and resolve this informally. However, we understand this is not always going to be possible, particularly if you're experiencing problems with your supervisor. If you find it difficult to approach your designated supervisor, you could try any of the following. You could enlist help of a colleague to mediate. You could contact your human resources department if you have one. You could talk to a trade union. The Pharmacist Defence Association, PDA, is free to join for students and trainees and provides expert advice from pharmacists and lawyers. You could follow your employer's internal grievance procedures, or you could contact pharmacist support for specialist employment advice. If you feel taking any action will have a negative impact on your training, then it can be really important to seek advice or information before doing anything. Whatever you do, if you are encountering difficulties, remember it can be vital to take action and seek help as soon as you can. Tash. So as mentioned, I do recommend that you check out our Wellbeing Hub as it has a range of resources to help pharmacists better manage their well-being at any stage of their career. You can also visit our website where you can access lots of information, including a range of fact sheets for trainees. You can also find out about our wellbeing services for help if you are experiencing stress at work or would like support with your mental health. You can follow us on social media to keep up to date with the charity or on our website. Why not sign up to our e-news so you're one of the first to know about future developments? A small ask to end on a positive note. As you may know, we're a small independent charity with big ambitions. We rely on generous donations to continue our work supporting the pharmacy community. If you're in a position to do so, you can help us raise valuable funds to deliver our services by texting Pharma20 to 70970 to donate £5 straight to the charity. We're always very grateful for the support and generosity we receive. So thank you if you are able to do this. Thank you so much for watching our video. We hope it was useful. Thank you all for listening, and we wish you the best in your training, the assessment, and future careers. Do keep an eye out for other trainee bite-sized videos in the series. Take care and bye for now.